Hi class, it's a beautiful day, so I decided to record this outside. And this is not going to be professional by any means. I'm just going to give you instructions about the syllabus and give you some direction on assignments that you'll need to prepare um, to complete the requirements for this Thursday's class meeting. And I apologize that I'm not going to be with you. I will be in Atlanta, and it's supposed to be in the 80s, but I'll be in a conference center the whole time, so sorry. Anyway, there are some, when I get to the end of the video, there will be some instructions as far as your requirements to show that you watched this video. So be sure that you complete those as well as the assignments that, that I give you. So let's start with the syllabus and look at page, I don't know what page 5. The forums, you have forums for this course. There are 4 of them that you'll complete. You'll complete one after each class session, and except for the first one will be due week 2. So there's just week 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're 20 points each, and they have directions there as to what you're supposed to post, and then you are in. One key thing is that your post needs to be made by within 48 hours of our class time. So by Saturday evening, you should have every one of your posts in each week. Does that make sense? Because we meet on Thursdays, and then your first initial post will need to be posted by Saturday by 9 p.m. we'll say. And then your 2 responses to your peers in your class will be due 24 hours, one evening before we meet the next time. So it would be due Wednesday night. So if you remember Saturday and Wednesday, you'll be all set. So Saturday, your first post is due, and then you have to have both of your posts to your peers due, or that both should be done by Wednesday before we meet on Thursday. You can respond to more than 2 people in your class. That's perfectly fine, but in order to get your full points, you'll have to look at the rubric and make sure that you follow the instructions and that your answers are substantive and that your responses to your peers are substantive and not just, oh, I like what you said, I agree that's true. That's not substantive. So be sure that you're careful to respond to what they're saying, and in some cases the directions are in the discussion forums. In some cases you're going to be critiquing what they're doing and giving them suggestions for how they might improve or do something differently. So those are the forums. And then the diversity podcast reflection, I don't know if this class has already done that, but it's using the diversity podcast that is on Moodle, and it's worth 25 points, and that reflection is due week 3, and it's due to Chalk and Wire, and I believe there's a posting site for it on Moodle as well. And so you're gonna listen to that podcast and then follow the directions. You're going to write a 2 to 3 page APA paper. Remember, we've talked about APA. It's really important that you follow APA format. If you look at the points for APA, I will be following that, so make sure that you follow APA correctly. Don't just type it in and think that you have it right. Make sure that it's correct. And I've told you that I'm a stickler about that, and the reason I'm a stickler is that as you go further in the program, you're going to be writing more papers, and it's going to be really important that you understand APA. And also, for those of you who may go on past your master's degree, you're going to need to understand APA format for further graduate work. So that's really important. If you have any questions about APA, look in your APA manual, but that's your best source, actually, more than I am. I have a good understanding of it, but your manual is going to be the best thing to review in order to make sure that you're following APA format. So that's the diversity podcast reflection. If you have already done the podcast reflection in a previous class, then what you'll need to do is revise it for this class. So you can use the same paper that you wrote. You'll just need to revise it and make some changes based on this course that we're in right now. If you have any questions about that, let me know. All right, the next assignment on page 7 is, I don't know why that's 7. Yes, I do know why that's 7. because the instructions for the diversity reflection are on page 6. So on page 7, the unit map. I have put a couple of announcements on the Moodle website that describe the unit plan. Basically, a unit plan is a group of lesson plans that cover the same content area. For example, for science, it might be the solar system, and you would cover different parts of it each day. Or for social studies, it could be, I don't know, one of the wars or or something like that. For language, it might be verbs and adverbs and those kinds of things. For reading, it might be compare and contrast, or you might combine compare and contrast, do that a couple of days, and then do, graphic organizers and how to use them for a specific reading. Or it might be a genre. You might be studying poetry for 5 days, or you might do poetry for 2 days, and you might do I don't know, fiction. Well, that'd be too big. I can't think of another one. Anyway, basically a unit map is at least 5 lesson plans, and that's what's required for this assignment. A unit map is like an outline for your unit plan, and I may have said unit plan earlier, but we're talking about unit map right now. So a unit map is really just an outline for your unit plan, and the unit plan is a week's worth of lesson plans over a content area, or that's not the right word, over a specific part of the content area. I hope that makes sense. So the unit map, like I said, is like an outline. There is a template. There's a plain template on the Moodle website, as well as a completed unit map. So you can see what you need to do, and then you can see how it's been done. So that will give you some great examples. And really, like I said, this is due week 3, and this is like a plan for your unit plan. Your unit map is like an outline, or it's in preparation for your unit plan. So it's to help you prepare for your unit plan. And again, there are templates on the Moodle website, so you can access those. All right, so that's the unit map. That's due week 3. And then week 4, the Assistive Adaptive Resource Presentation is due. Now, this is a group project, and so what I want you to do through email or text or whatever, the people within the class, I would like you to make a group of 3 to 4 people. Make sure that everyone's included, so that each group has at least 3. I know this is a big group. So what you're going to do is you're going to prepare a technology-based assistive or adaptive material or resource. And what you're going to do in your presentation is basically explain how this would be used in the classroom, why it's appropriate, who is the audience, what's the cost. So you're basically going to be determining a cost-effective analysis, as well as how helpful it would be in the classroom. And so I'll let your group figure out who's going to present which part. It's only like a 3 to 5 minute presentation. It's not a huge presentation, but each person will receive points for their part of the presentation. So there are some examples in the candidate guide as to what you could use. Here is my requirement, though. We can't have 2 groups do the same assistive adaptive resource. So as soon as your group has decided what you're going to do, like whether it's solo or it's inspiration software, whatever it is, your group needs to send me, a representative from your group needs to send me an email with the names of your group members and your choice of assistive adaptive technology, so that we don't have any repetition. Hopefully that makes sense. So Nothing huge, just a 3 to 5 minute presentation. So each person's only going to talk a minute or two. If you have 4 people, it might take a little longer, but we'll say 5 to 7 minutes. It shouldn't be longer than 10 minutes, I wouldn't think. But you're just basically presenting what it is, what it does, the cost, how to get it, how is it helpful in the classroom, why would we want to use it, that kind of basic information. So choose your group and make sure that you send me, one person from the group sends me the names of the people in the group and which assistive adaptive technology you are going to be presenting. And the quicker you get it to me, the more likely you are to get your choice of which one you would like to do. But there are hundreds of them out there. So as far as when I need that by, if you'll just get me your group, the people in your group, and what you're planning to do by the first time we meet, technically meet, which I think is the 5th, so a week from this Thursday. If you'll get that to me, then we'll know who's presenting what, and then we'll determine who's presenting when we meet on May 5th. All right, on to page 8, standards-based unit plan. This is what I was referring to earlier. So your unit plan is 100 points. This is the biggie in this class. And this is also a key assessment. So this is something that will go on chalk and wire as well. So you're going to prepare at least 5 lesson plans, because some might take longer. If it was a major science unit plan or social studies or whatever, maybe even reading sometimes can go longer than that. It's going to be at least 5 days of lesson plans. And you're going to, as explained in the candidate guide, you're going to, now if you already have a lesson plan that you've done, or maybe even 2 lesson plans that are along this, or that are in the same content that you're teaching, like maybe you've already done a science lesson or a math lesson on a particular concept, then you can use that. You'll just need to build on it. And I've had students ask me before, is this, can I kind of one day be review? It can be, but you need to build on it some. It can't just be the same lesson plan 2 days in a row. I really don't think that would work with your students anyway. So you're going to need to revise it some and change it up some, even if you do some review. And in math, I know and even reading, probably in every content area, you're going to be doing some review when you begin the lesson, but you're not going to have 2 days that are exactly alike. Unit plans are extremely important because they give continuity to your teaching. And so I want you to consider carefully what content area, what grade level, and how you're going to present it in a way that students will be engaged. So bear that in mind. I have also posted a link in the announcements to planning, like a planning guide or some helpful tips for writing unit plans. I would highly recommend that you look at that. Students often have trouble with this and they think, there's no way I can put this much together. You'll be surprised if you choose the right content that you'll have plenty of opportunity to write more than one lesson plan on your content. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, so you're gonna in week 4, you should present it. You should upload it as a draft, and I'll take a look at it and kind of give you some feedback as to whether you're going too broad or too narrow, and that way it'll help you for the final assignment. So so the draft is due week 4, the final is due week 5 on chalk and wire. And it's also should be uploaded to Moodle as well. Okay, and then the final assignment for this class is worth 25 points, and it's also due the last week of class. And this is a very simple activity. This is an individual project. All you're going to do is choose an activity from that you would like to showcase from your unit plan. So it might be from your lesson plan number 3. and you have this awesome activity that you're doing with students to engage them, that's what I want you to share with the class. And do it in a presentation format. It can be PowerPoint, it can be Prezi, whatever. But you will need a sorry, I was trying to remember. I was thinking there was a handout that was due with that one. Let me look back. Oh, on the back up a little, on the assistive adaptive presentation with your group, you will need a handout for your colleagues to hand out that when you present, which will be probably either week 4 or week 5. It's just a basic handout of information that will be uploaded to the Moodle website, so make sure that you have that prepared and printed for your colleagues the night that you present. Sorry, back to the activity sample. So as I said, you're going to choose an activity from one of your lesson plans, and you're going to present it to your colleagues, and I mean actually do the activity. So like if you were doing something with maps, you would have us have us be your students as if you were doing this activity with us. So you'll need all of the essential ingredients if you're doing a science experiment, or all of the essential manipulatives if you were doing a math project, or whatever the case may be. So I really want you to present it as though you're presenting it to students, so that we get a full idea of what your unit plan is about and what this activity is for. And that's about a 3 to 5 minute presentation as well. That's an individual presentation. All right. So as I said in the announcement about me being absent on Thursday, so one of the things you need to do is go to, one person has already done this, go to the Day 1 Calamity link and click on it, and it will give you directions on everything that you need to complete. And they need, all of this needs to be done by the time we meet for class the following Thursday on May 5th. So all of your assignments that are on the Calamity Day link are due by the time we meet, not by the end of class on the 5th, but by the beginning of class on the 5th. Just follow those directions and complete those assignments. One of the assignments for discussion forum 1, which is explained on, I believe, on discussion forum 1, it may be explained on Calamity as well, but anyway, you're going to choose a learner profile, and I've uploaded a list of learners with disabilities, real brief descriptions of disabilities that you are to choose from. Or if you have a student that you currently serve, or that you know of, or that you've seen in a classroom, whatever the case may be, because these should be fictional. Even if it's somebody you know, you need to change the name of the student. And you can keep the disabilities the same, but change the name. And so you're going to choose one that you already know, or you're going to choose one from those learner profiles to upload for the discussion forum 1. And you'll understand what I mean if you haven't looked at discussion forum 1. Basically, you're going to come up with a learner profile for a student. And those students are going to be listed at the bottom of your unit map. So that when the reason for that is for when you're preparing lessons now as well as in the future, you need to be thinking about the diversity in your classroom. You need to be thinking about the disabilities in your classroom and how they affect learning. So that's the reason for this exercise. It doesn't need to be extensive. Just follow the directions on the forum, and you'll be perfectly fine. If you have any questions about that or any of these assignments, send me an email, or most of you I think have my phone number is 614-257-9814. You can send me a text too. You can also reach me, and I think I put this, I think it's on my profile, but if I don't respond to the MVNU email immediately, I do get my Gmail on my phone. So that account is drjrbruce2010@gmail.com. So drjrbruce2010@gmail.com. So if you're trying to reach me and you're in a hurry and you don't have my phone number, try Gmail. but you are welcome to text or call if you absolutely feel like you have to. I don't know if I'll be able to respond immediately, but I'll do my best. Okay, I think that's all of the assignments. I really think you're going to enjoy this class. It's a lot of information, not a lot of assignments, really. I mean, in the overall view of things, it's not super heavy with assignments, so maybe that'll be a little break for you. All right, here are some questions that I need you to answer and send me an email with these answers by midnight this Thursday night, as if we were meeting. Okay, so again, I'm going to ask you these questions, so you may want to write them down. And I want an answer to these questions via email by midnight this Thursday when we would normally meet, the 28th. Okay, the first question is, what is a unit plan and why is it important? Number one, what is a unit plan and why is it important? And these can be short paragraphs, answers, even bullet points. It doesn't have to be fancy. Number two, which of the assignments that I've explained require a presentation? Which of the assignments I've explained require a presentation? All right. One of the things that you're required to do based on the Calamity Day assignments is to look at and read the PowerPoint slides for week one. Within week one of the PowerPoint slides, there are some slides, I believe it's slides 31 to 34, that talk about a Fry readability test or analysis or assessment. So Fry readability. So what I want you to do, as I posted about the content area textbooks that you'll need for the first couple of weeks, preferably science and social studies. Those are the best to use for this, I think. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to those slides. You're going to click on the link that explains the Fry readability analysis. And then you're going to follow the directions from the slides and the link that explain how to do a Fry readability analysis of a portion of a textbook. Okay? There really is a reason for this. So I want you to follow those directions, do the Fry readability analysis, and in that email, or excuse me, sorry, changed my mind. In the Calamity discussion forum, I want you to write a little blurb about what your analysis showed, what was the assessment, what came out of it, and what your thoughts are about it. Again, quick little paragraph. So you're going to do the Fry readability analysis on your textbook, and all the explanation of that is on the link and in the slides. I think it's actually in the link more than in the slides. Anyway, you're going to do that. It won't take you very long. I think it's just 100 words. And then figure out the answer. I don't want to say too much about it because I want to make sure you do this. And then you're going to, on the Calamity discussion forum, you're going to tell your colleagues what the result was of that analysis and what your thoughts are about it. Okay? Which leads me to the next question that you need to answer via email. And that is, what is a Fry readability analysis or assessment? Okay? Just a brief explanation of what it is. All right, that's question number 3. What is a Fry readability analysis or assessment? And then question number 4. From week 1's PowerPoint slides, tell me at least 2 words that signal text structure. From week 1 PowerPoint, tell me at least 2 words that signal text structure. Okay? All right. I think that's everything. If you have any questions, you can email me at Jeanne, Jeanne, .bruce, BRUCE, at mvnu.edu, or drjrbruce2010 at gmail.com. Or you can call or text me at 614-257-9814, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Be sure to review this video so that you know that you're covering all of the elements that I've asked you to do. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay? All right, I'm looking forward to this class. I'm excited to have the same group of you again. I think we're going to have a great time. Again, this class is not super assignment heavy, but it's full of some really great information that I really think you're going to enjoy. So I will talk to you soon, and enjoy the sunshine. Bye.